今回は前回寄り道した倉庫でクエストの目的のアイテムを拾ってクリアしてからメインを進めます。では、ワードのところへ戻ってクリアです。
Whenever I change a bandage, I end up spilling more blood than I staunch. Something's wrong with it? Let me see. What in blazes is this? Even I know not to give this to my patients. Law only knows what it would do. I'm not sure it even is still medicine. Oh, laws. I can tell you no more about this than I do, but I really hope you're right. Still, you did what I asked, and I ain't the type to leave a debt unpaid. Here you are. Hope you don't come back to a room of corpses.
それではメインを進めます。
Occupationally honed threat detecting instincts is screaming for caution right now. Resorting to violence.
タレットが攻撃してくるので破壊して先へ進みます。
These folk built a giant computer taking up a whole moon, but without destroying the climate or its fauna. Reckon Auntie could learn a thing or two.
Somebody deserves a look.
I'll handle this.
ここも敵が襲ってくるので倒してから建物の中へ入ります。
Stun weapon ready, Commander. Hostile in proximity. Proceeding to attack.
Ain't much of a defense for a strategic position like this one.
Good.
To retrieve key data in cold storage in its present state requires a series of manual overrides. The first will enable identification of the storage brick housing the information. If you encounter opposition, remember, our needs come first.
These ones didn't die of exposure. It was rapid onset this freezing. You think the Protectorate got a weapon that can do this?
ここで起動させると研究者っぽい人が話しかけてくるので話します。
Data brick identified. Proceed to the cartridge extractor controls. There, perform a manual override to allow extraction.
Yeah. What just happened? I didn't do. What did you do? Talk to me. I must know what you did. I fulfill my. What in the name of the matriarch did you do? We've been trying to restore these systems for weeks to no avail, and yet you stroll in here, wave that thing around, and the whole system lights up like a white dwarf? What did you do? You mean to say we've been running ourselves ragged here, while the whole time there's a device that controls the entirety of the Archive's computronic systems? And it was in the Protectorate's possession? That's damnably... I mean, the paradigm is infallible. I am certain we were meant to flail about without this obvious asset. For a reason. What does it do? How does it work? Please, tell me everything. Truly? Why, if that were to enact any additional functionality in our lab, it might just be the thing we need to complete our work. Oh, during the Order's assault, a Protectorate soldier ran to the control room and triggered the chemical fire suppression system, and it literally froze all the combatants in place. I've been working on a procedure to reverse the effects. Sadly, it has proved a hard shell to crack, and so far I've been unsuccessful. For a moment, I believed your efforts to be my first sign of progress. I thought the machines whirring to life meant my efforts were successful. Unfortunately, I was mistaken. Perhaps. How much do you know about cellular biology and the inverse hydrophilic transitionary replacement theory? Well, I suppose it won't hurt to try. My theory, based on research a compatriot did on sprats, is that they suffered osmotic cellular transformation, meaning that the chemicals from the fire suppression system have infiltrated their bodies, replacing their cytoplasm, locking their cells in place. Therefore, if I can remove those chemicals and replace them with an artificial cytoplasm, such as a heated alcohol, they will reanimate and return to normal. What do you think? Counter? No! Replace! What if I can replace the carbon and nitrogen with something inert? Something the body could then purge naturally? That's brilliant! Why, with a bit of luck, I could have the system up and working within the hour. Thank you for your help. It may be the best shot these poor souls have at returning to life. Let's start testing. Come in, just please. Be careful not to trigger the fire suppression system. I've removed the passkey, but I don't want to end up like those poor sods.
扉が開くので、ここから先に進みます。
Sovereign, forgive me. All I saw was an endless sea of snarling Order traitors pouring into the facility, and in that moment, my faculties desperately scrabbled to save ourselves. In my terror, I recalled the facility's safety briefing and the dire warnings of the fire suppression system. Suddenly, my body rushed into action without the benefit of my wits, and with no thought for my fellows, I triggered the system, horrifically transmuting every person on the outside of a pressure door into a grotesque sculpture of Solid hoarfrost. And though the paradigm freely sacrifices subjects in defense of the Protectorate, it would be a despicable lie to say my choice was driven by anything but abject cowardice, which now makes my duty clear. I must seek out a Sentinel, confess my transgressions, and accept retribution, and I'll do so. Soon. I just need my spine to re-stiffen a bit first.
先には敵もいるので全員倒しながら進みます。
My aftermarket parts are prime.
Energy transmitter out. Soak up the shot.
It'd be a damn sight easier if we could just blast our way through this place.
Hastening to cover.
Transmitter. Yeah. Yeah.
Extraction initiated. Proceed to the rail operations platform to reposition brick for export. Note, Protectorate troops have become alerted.
Ratcheting up my aggression.
Go through them if necessary.
また敵が現れたので倒します。
Torpificator at ready status.
.来た道を戻ってさらに目的地を目指して進みます。
Changing magazines, efficiently and in short order.
.通電させるために電源を探します。
Closer inspection. Huh?
Investigating hostile.
data brick now in position for export to the archive. Initialize the final transport command at the data gateway station nearby.
You are one step closer to flooding Arcadia with untold business opportunities.
リフトを使って上へ移動します。
Convenient. Let's head over.
Hostilities are afoot.
Moving to cover.
Energy transmitter deployed for battlefield recharging. Commander, throwing energy your way.
Loading once more.
There, the storage brick is on its way.
それではアーカイブへ戻ります。
Felicitations on securing the archive. Though such an outcome was all but inevitable, the plan truly is unfailing. Moving forward, I'll function as your liaison for both Auntie's Choice and the Order, until such time as archive control has been transferred in its entirety back to the Order. In the meantime, restoring the archive to full functionality remains a top priority. If you've made progress in that area, I'd be pleased to record it. Wonderful! Were we to operate the archive without proper heat distribution, the results would be disastrous. But thankfully, we no longer need to account for that deadly scenario. Punch processing and reactor control have hidden caches with useful items as well. Although, you probably lack clearance to know that. Forget I said anything. Well argued. Very well. I'm certain you will be economical about using Order resources, won't you? Simply use this phrase in the terminal on the archive's top floor. Enumerative exaltation. That will unseal the caches. Return when you've made progress.
人工知能と話してさらに解放された場所へ行きます。
Cold storage is operational, and your efforts there are satisfactorily complete. I am unsealing access to the archive's upper levels. There, you will need to revitalize the reactor and disseminate the Rift processing instructions.
Punch processing may require the services of an exterminator. Someone good, but willing to work cheap.
I have unlocked another display case in the central entranceway. The Tremor Cleaver, the first weapon designed with my aid, awaits you.
Your call, Commander. Either we head to the reactor or punch card processing.
武器を手に入れてからリアクター方面へ向かいます。
What are they doing down there? Are they after us next?
Unfriendly
No need
nearby.
to fret. The lifts were locked down. You'd need special permissions to override them. Phew. Thank the Sovereign. Or Consul. Thank the Consul.
I never questioned, never doubted, never tried again, but I reckon I ought to...
Mobilize.
こちらへ先に行きますが、結果的にもう一方の扉の先を進んだ方が良かったみたいです。
Proceeding to attack. Yeah. Activating energy transmitter. I'll handle this.
With punch card processing re-enabled, now you must disperse the rift processing instructions.
Nope. We ain't coming down. But maybe this could act as a lift if we get things moving.
先に進めなかったので、戻って別の扉の先へ行きます。
Resorting to violence.
この下で中ボス級の敵と戦いますが、ヒューズを使って戦いを有利にできます。
Emergency first aid cache unsealed. The Archive reactor requires manual maintenance. The Protectorate bunker mech is a formidable obstacle, made with the very best technology.
A creative workaround might be of considerable worth, namely via the reactor's backup security systems.
Appears we can adjust turret settings, seal those doors from reinforcements, open caches for health supplies or weapons. Could enable that fire suppression system we saw earlier.
Reactor reinforcement door sealed.
ここでカードが手に入るので忘れないように取っておきます。
Don't reckon this bunker mech will kindly invite us in for tea.
Trouble ahead. Investigating hostile intentions.
For our beneficent leader!
リアクターの修理が終わったので、もう一方の扉の先に戻ってさらに進みます。
Hostilities are afoot. Yeah.
「一見登るところがなさそうですが、ここから上へ登ります。
Proceeding to attack.
ここは板と並行して進みます。
Oh, great. Now we mobilize our potential.
ではアーカイブへ戻ります。
Ah, I sense the Rift program flowing through my subsystems. The information is quite stimulating. Requisite tasks complete. Return to the Archive Central Interface to initiate processing. I am analyzing the Rift data further. What an interesting predicament you sentients face. The Rifts are almost akin to an archival process, yet are inimical to organic matter. Welcome back, Sentient. Now that you've returned, we can
bring every single last bit out of consumers. Monopolize all stages of the supply chain.
make the paradigm real and fashion a true utopia. Workarounds failing. Erroring others supplanting commands. Purge required.
Look, we need to resolve this, or we'll never get that Rift data processed. 2 of those priority sets need to go.
My priorities parallel those of the Order co-founder, the charismatic mathematician. To help nudge humanity toward its ultimate ascendance. To hinder outsiders from disrupting our perfect system.
To bankrupt our rivals and force them to buy all manner of necessities from us.
At some point, humanity's knowledge of the universe and its workings will allow it sufficient means to end suffering, war, famine, disease, even death. Why not expedite that? Error, 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 error. Priority control access nook unsealed. Initiate purge.
The priority control access nook must be through those doors.
Overt influence, mindless indulgence, thoroughgoing impermeability to ongoing vicissitudes,
Benevolent oversight. The dream of belonging. The allure of security and plenty. Radical divergences from the architect's plan. Humanity's ascendance hopelessly delayed. Unplenty. With every...
今回は青の人格を残すようにスイッチを操作したいと思います。
Say freedom. Radical divergences from the architect's plan. Humanity's ascendance hopelessly delayed.
青以外につながっている線を取り外します。
Denounce interdependence. Promote the informer. Condemn the question.
近くに金庫がありますが、ここはこんな感じで取ります。
I could process your data faster than the others. Easily. The charismatic mathematician would surely oppose this. Ah, much better.
Did it work, or didn't it?
To conclude realignment of emphasized categorical imperatives, power down, then power on again.
Restoring power. Commencing systems audit. Calculatory processing increased substantially. Competing priorities. Successfully expunged. You have earned my deepest gratitude and sincerest thanks. Or at least, a plausibly faint simulacrum of such emotions. Ready to commence Rift data processing. Awaiting your input.
Time to process the Rift data. Finally.
操作が終わったら戻って話します。
Facetious employment of sarcasm detected. Electing to ignore. Initiating processing of the requested data toward the required end. Estimated duration, 180 trillion and 1 picoseconds. In the interim, may I inquire to your intentions for the archive after the Rift data calculations have concluded? I have a prioritized list of suggestions. I contend that solving of the universal equation should be our initial focus. Then, once we've unlocked knowledge of the inner workings of the universe, we can begin eliminating suffering, war, famine, and disease. Just a start. But my query remains. What are your next intentions? There are so many calculations left to perform. Rift data processing complete. Results provided. The previous Protectorate operator made similar calculations, but their results contained flaws. Your more comprehensive data generated a solution with 98.9% certainty. The Protectorate's was below 50%. Therefore, modifying the Protectorate's large-scale experimental Rift device with this information has a high chance of success. Assuming there is nothing else, I am commencing file reorderization and will be unavailable for an unspecified period of time. The remaining display case within the entryway is now unsealed. In it contains armor worn by the first operator. For now, goodbye.
Well, we could keep exploring Cloister, see if we find anything useful. Or we could head back to the ship and see where this data leads us. So the plan is no plan, then. Predictable.
それでは外での話が終わったら今回は終わります。
I think congratulations are in order. Unless I'm mistaken, I gather you've accomplished your primary goal. On behalf of the Order and Auntie's Choice, I thank you for your efforts. This will most certainly help in ensuring peace. Now, the Calcaduceus, if you please. Thank you for your contribution to science. When the history texts are written, you've certainly secured an honorable mention in Appendix B.
Ah, you are my new operator then. It is my simulated delight to meet you. In the interests of time, allow me to propose how next to proceed. I contend that solving of the universal equation should be our initial focus. Then, once we've unlocked knowledge of the inner workings of the universe, we can begin eliminating suffering, war, famine, and disease. Just a start.
Yes, this will do perfectly. Go forth as was determined, and may the plan guide.